Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salam alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. Today, as you can see in front of you, we got Unit 4, Listening, Vocabulary, and Grammar from your book Traveler 6. As usual, we'll start with objectives for today. Today, we will learn 1. How to apply the listening skill. 2. How to practice using the phrasal verbs with the verb bring. And number 3, to use the inversion form correctly. So for number 1, we're gonna have some listening, and I hope you prepare your headphones. Prepare your headphones so we can get to the listening. So you can listen, and after the listening, we're gonna have some questions. 2, we're going to remember how we use phrasal verbs, and today with the verb bring. And number 3, finally, we got some grammar, which is how we use the inversion form correctly. So let's start to warm up. This is the listening. You're going to listen to, you'll hear a radio interview with an expert on aromatherapy. So let's get started.
Good evening and welcome to the show. Rick Mitchell is here today to talk about the use of aromatherapy to improve athletic performance. So Rick, tell us, what exactly is aromatherapy?
Thank you. Aromatherapy is the use of essential oils for health purposes. Essential oils are found in various plants, flowers, and trees. These oils have important minerals, vitamins, and antiseptics that are good for us.
How long has aromatherapy been around?
Aromatherapy has been around for over 6,000 years. The Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians all used aromatic oils in medical treatments. In fact, the father of medicine, Hippocrates, used essential oils to get rid of the plague in Athens. Modern aromatherapy came into effect in 1930 when a French chemist discovered the healing benefits of various essential oils. And during World War II, a French army surgeon used essential oils as antiseptics.
These days, many athletes use all kinds of nutritional supplements in the form of food or drinks to help improve their performance. Is it true that essential oils can also be used for the same purpose?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's all to do with our noses. Out of the 5 different senses, smell is the most sensitive. Smells produce the quickest reaction from the brain. When we smell something, messages are transported from our nose to the part of the brain which controls emotions and memories. As a result, it is thought that certain smells produce emotional responses. It's well known that what you eat or drink before and after you do exercise can affect how your body performs. But now researchers have discovered that certain scents can also affect your fitness. In particular, peppermint oil has been found to have a very strong impact on performance.
Is there any scientific evidence to prove this?
In an experiment, athletes were asked to run on a treadmill while inhaling one of the following scents: peppermint, jasmine, and a gas with no smell which was used as a control. It was found that the athletes who sniffed the peppermint experienced an increase in nasal and lung dilation. Also, they felt more motivated to keep running for longer than the athletes in the other groups. The peppermint put the athletes in a good mood, and when we feel good about doing something, we are more likely to do it better.
And is peppermint the only scent that can improve performance?
Although the results with mint are very good, there are other options. Cinnamon, rosemary, and basil are thought to improve concentration. Jasmine is an excellent muscle relaxant, which can be used during the cool-down stage of your workout. Lavender is well known for its relaxing effects on the body and mind. A drop of lavender on your pillow at night will help you sleep. A good night's sleep can help you perform better in sports.
How do we use essential oils?
I recommend you just put a few drops on the tissue and simply inhale. If you are working out at home, you could put 1 or 2 drops into a bowl of water. The important thing to note is that only a few drops are needed because the oils are very strong, and if you use too much, you could have a bad reaction, such as a headache, or if you suffer from asthma, it could bring on an attack. Also, it's important to make sure you are using good quality oils. So do your research before you buy.
Well, that has been very useful. If you are just joining us, I'm talking to Rick.
So that was a strange new lesson about this, but many people don't know that aromatherapy was used long time ago, but we forgot how to use it. So we just heard some good information about the good way to use aromatherapy. There are so many vapor machines that they vapor, water or moist, and this will help us really breathe very well. If you add some sense or some aroma to this, you know, uh, you know, we call them humidifiers. These humidifiers will give you some very good mood. So it's all about the mood. If you get a good mood, you can do anything better. And we got some scents or some aromas that are used for sleep and more, which is important for you that you can use before the test that can help you concentrate. So now, after we have listened to this beautiful, topic about aromatherapy, let's answer the questions and let's test your memory and comprehension. So, one, why are essential oils used for health purposes? Why? We got three possible answers. One is correct. A, they are natural. B, they have a pleasant smell. Or C, they contain useful substances. Which one is the correct? Of course, they contain some useful substances that can help us change our mood, sleep better, or concentrate. Two, what does Rick say about using essential oils? One, or A, you should inhale a large amount to get an effect. No. B, using them the wrong way can cause a bad side effect. Of course, if you anything you overuse it will be negative. Or C, you can only use them with water. Actually, it's B. You can if you overuse them, you're gonna have some negative effects, especially if you got asthma. Now let's move to some vocabulary and let's remember the phrasal verbs. And today we'll work with the verb bring. We know any verb with any of or any kind of proposition together, they are called phrasal verbs. So there are verbs that come with different proposition, and every time we put a new proposition, the meaning changes. So we have bring up, we have bring back, we have bring around. Both have the verb bring, but the past of bring is brought. So brought up has a meaning which is very different from brought back or brought round or bring around. So let's find out the meaning and how the meanings are different with the proposition. I was brought up in a very strict household. It means I was raised in a very strict household. Two, seeing that old swing brought back many fond memories of my childhood or of childhood. So as seeing that old swing brought back, it means it made me remind my childhood. It helped me remind my childhood. Three, he doesn't want to go to the market, but he will bring him round. It means he will try to get him convinced. So choose the correct compilation for the following phrasal verbs. What is the most suitable one? Seeing your brother again after all these years brought in background a lot of memories for me. You brought back too many or a lot of memories for me. So the first one is back. Seeing your brother again after all these years brought back a lot of memories for me. Two, a good patient teacher will encourage and bring along or bring back or bring round a shy student. Teaching needs a teacher to be patient, and also they got experience, so they become good. So a good, nice, patient teacher will know how to encourage a shy student, a student who does not talk very much, so will bring along. It means bring him along to get him into the lesson, to get him to participate more. Now, if we go to the third and the last part of our lesson today, which is about grammar, inversion, which is verb before the subject. We know that every sentence, or most of the time, sentences start with subject, then a verb. I go, Ali goes, Sarah went, she played, and so on. We most of the time start with a subject and a verb, except in some questions when we do inversion, like he played, we say did he play, so we start like this. So our lesson is a little bit today similar to when we start a sentence with a subject verb, we sometimes can start with verb subject. So what we made is an inversion. We changed places. It was 1 2, then we made it 2 1. This is how we change from subject verb into verb subject. Let's read and find some examples to understand. When the following words and expressions are at the beginning of a sentence, the verb in the main clause is in question form. For example, this is called inversion, changing places, and is used for emphasis. It's used to stress the meaning more, to give more stressful meaning. Like these words are never before, rarely, seldom, hardly, when, no sooner, that, and only. If you see these expressions or words at the beginning of a sentence, we can make inversion, okay? Only for these words. For example, I have never seen. I is a subject, have never seen is a verb. Such a beautiful rose. I have never seen such a beautiful rose. We can use inversion and change the verb at the beginning and then put the subject here and do the sentence like this. Never have I seen such a beautiful rose. Why did we use this inversion? To lay more emphasis, to make the meaning more stressful or more stressed. Never have I seen such a beautiful rose. And this is just a way in language to make more emphasis on the meaning. It means you mean it. Let's do some exercise and see what we can do about this sentence. We're going to rewrite the sentences using inversion and the words given. So we have hardly and we have rarely. One, we have just started our picnic when it started raining heavily. We need to use hardly. So we say hardly had we, inversion. So we put hardly at the beginning. Hardly had we started our picnic when it started raining heavily. And you're trying to make more emphasis, more stress on the meaning. Number two, I seldom write letters nowadays. Seldom and rarely have almost have the same meaning. So we say, rarely do I write letters nowadays. And you have to be careful about using do here because in a simple present, we use a do most of the time also to make more emphasis. You can say, I like roses. If you say, I do like roses, also you're using more emphasis or you stress the meaning more. So that was all for today. So what we have learned today, we got at the beginning a very nice lesson about listening, which is about aromatherapy and how we can use the smell of jasmine, lavender, and peppermint, and maybe banana, orange. You can have too many different essential soluble oil that we can use in humidifiers to change our mood into better ways so we can do anything in a better way. Having a good mood is really a key to do everything in a good way or in a better way. Also, we moved to the vocabulary where we talked about phrasal verbs and the verb bring up. It means to raise, bring round to convince, and also bring along and bring back. And at the end, we just finished talking about, the grammar skill, which is how we use the inversion, which is if you have a sentence starts with subject verb, then we change into verb subject to what? To make the sentence more stressed and lay more emphasis on the meaning of a sentence. This, just to say that you really mean what you say too much. So the references are always taken from your book, The Traveler 6, and some photos from the clip art on Google. And finally, for more lessons and information, you can visit our website, ain.edu.sa, and follow us on Twitter for more news and updates at ain_edu. And finally, call us on this number at any time if you got some technical help or if you needed any kind of question or answers. That was all for today. Thank you for watching this. Until I see you again, have a good day and assalamu alaikum.